Authentication can be done using either a service principal or a user. A service principal is just as good as a user, maybe actually even better than a user. When you authenticate to a service in Azure, there is a token issuance step-by-step that happens. So our principal there on the left, that can be a user or a service principal, will authenticate via the security token service to the service that it wants to act against. And so, for example, this principal is authenticating against the Azure AD directory service. But as you're doing this authentication, you can also specify an audience for the resultant token that you get, which I'll show on the next slide. And that token that you get back will specify, in this example, that we want to access something via the MS Graph resource app. Whatever resource it is that you're accessing, the principal, because its identity is controlled by Azure AD, it will be authenticated by Azure AD, specifically by your tenant. When you get a token back, you get what's called a JWT, or some people refer to this as a JOT. And some relevant things that are in the JOT, which is base 64, but you can decode it very easily. The audience, there we have it, the graph, and roles, just as a quick example, it will list out what roles that principal has for that specific audience. And in this example, we have this app role assignment.readWrite.all, and I'll explain what that means later.